Hey everyone, this is Randy from BibleBuyingGuide.com. Today I am doing the unboxing, finally, of the Holman Handcrafted Collection CSB Giant Print Bible. It has 12-point type, wide margins, topical subheadings, and this one is in marbled olive calfskin leather. When they sent me this, they also sent the KJV in giant print in marbled chestnut calfskin leather. So we'll look at both leather real quick as we open this, but it comes wrapped in the premium paper. This is the premium edition. Let's see if I can open this. I've not looked at this yet. So there's that green. So again, this one is marbled olive, and then here's how it compares to the chestnut, marbled chestnut. So you can get the CSB in both, and you can also get the KJV in both, if I remember correctly. So there's the chestnut, which looks really nice, and then there's the green. Let's get these out of the way here. Take a quick look at our information. Premium calfskin, wide margins, Smythe sewn, high quality Bible paper, 2-column text format, black letter, footnotes, art gilt, 3 ribbon markers, 2-piece gift box, and these are nice gift boxes. I like these a lot. The trim size 6.25 by 9.25, and I always measure the overall size because the overall size is going to be a little larger, and that's the size you need to know if you're going to put it in a case or something. So it's let's see, 6 3/4 by 10. I have a cat trying to come over here and play with me, by almost 1 3/4 thick. But here's a look at that calfskin. It looks really nice. I like the look of that. And then here's the text. 12-point font looks good. That looks really good. That is easy to see. Trying to keep my cat from doing some harm over here. So it does have a leather liner with the gold line around the inside, perimeter stitching. There's the spine. Looks really good. It's easy enough to hold open. It is a large Bible, but it's not a giant Bible. It's easy enough to carry around, I think. There's the ribbon markers. They're gold. So we do have formatting for Psalms and for formatting for poetry. And it should have all the other formatting that we expect, such as letters in Ezra, that sort of thing. It looks really good. So here's Ezra. We can check that while we're here. Pages are stuck together, so this is going to take me some time to unstick in order to do my full review. But this way I get to show it to you beforehand. So here's letters. They're indented, stand out just a little bit. And in this case, they have a ragged right edge. And then they're left justified, but indented so that they stand out. I like that design. It's easy to see at a glance. And of course, we already saw a list. My cat's over here being loud and obnoxious. So here's what it looks like. This looks good. Paper, don't know on the GSM. I would guess 30s. Mid-30s. So let's see where it's made. There's a presentation page. Printed in China. It does seem to be made well. There's a few scuffs on the art gilt. Not terrible. That's not enough to keep me from buying it. Art gilt's always the first thing to go. So if you want good, pristine art gilt, never use your Bible. That's just the way that goes. So we have red for verse numbers within the text. That looks good. And we have red for the heading, the headers. So we have the book name and the chapter name, and the outer margin. And then we have page numbers in the center. Then down at the bottom we have the footnotes. And that includes the verse numbers. That red looks really good. So let's see what a page, title page looks like. So books are on a new page. I'm going to separate that page. There we go. So there's a title page. Go ahead and measure the wide margins while we're here. 1 inch on the outside, 1/2 inch on the bottom, 1/2 inch on the top. The inside we're looking at maybe 3/8, but you can't write much on the inside. If you're really good and have really excellent penmanship, which I do not have, and if you have really small penmanship, which I do have, but it's illegible, and unfortunately, you could get some notes there, but that's going to be a little difficult. But you do have 1 inch margin on the outside for some notes. A lot of that will be taken up by things like references and things like that. They're actually not here. So if it had references, you might not need the space. It depends on what you want there. And then we have bold for Old Testament quotes. And then it does tell you where it's quoted from. So this is quoted from Isaiah 7:14. So it looks good. This is a clean text. I like this. Let's see if it tells us what the font, what the typeface is. Might tell us up here in the front. 2020 edition of the CSB text. Let's see. Designed and typeset using Bible serif created by 2K Denmark. This is one of my favorite fonts. It's an excellent typeface for setting up a Bible. Doesn't take up a whole lot of space, but it still has a lot of white space in the text, making it easy to see. And it does look like it was line matched. Now you can't really see a lot on the other side of the page, so it doesn't have a lot of show through. But you can tell a little bit that it is line matched, and that doesn't come through to the other side of the page. So in other words, this line doesn't distract you from the text on the other side. It's not gray or anything like that. It looks really good. There's Psalms. That looks good. I like this. That's a good looking Bible. All right, so let's take a look at the back. If I can set this down without being attacked. And someone will say, well, just move the kitty cat. You've never owned a kitty cat if you think you can just move the kitty cat. Just take my word for that. So this looks like the same material that we had in the back of the KJV. Where to turn. So these are things that that you're facing, or that others are facing, like when you're afraid, when you're lonely, when you sin. Scriptures that help you through that situation. Let's see what else we've got here. Table of weights and measures. So weights, length, dry measure, liquid measure, then the concordance. See how large of a concordance we have. It's definitely a small concordance. That's not a lot of pages there. You have a little bit of room to write your own references in there if you need to. So here's what we have for Christ. That's quite a bit. So it's a topical concordance. So it's not going to give you every verse on a specific word or anything like that, but you're going to have like Bible, and here's, that actually works more like a concordance, but it tells you, instead of a concordance, it tells you that it's inspired, you know, that it points to Christ, sharp as a sword. So it tells you some topics within the main topic of Bible, and then it gives you the scriptures. So it doesn't work like a regular concordance that gives you a piece of the verse and then you can find it. It gives you the topic, which I actually prefer this for a small concordance. If you're not going to have a large concordance, this is actually easier to use to get something from it. So this is pretty good for some good basic study. It's not going to be something that you want to have as your primary tool, but it's going to be a good one for basic study. Let's see what we have here for God. Right, here's God. So we have all-knowing, all-powerful, all-faithful. So that's really good there. Some good information. Then I'm going to try to get more of this on the screen here. Let me move my camera. Place it so that it's easier to see. More Bible, less cat. How about that? This way more shows up on the screen. If I'm pointing to something, you'll actually see it instead of it being off the camera. So there are the Holman maps, which are dark, deep colors printed on matte paper. So no shiny here. It's all just matte, which I like. Some topography. A little bit of annotations there. Some of these words and things can be a little bit difficult to read on top of this topography. And there's no index, so you need it to be as legible as possible. I'm hitting my phone with my face. So if you see it shaking, that's what's going on. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 maps. So that is a quick look at the CSB Holman Handcrafted wide margin giant print. It's more of a giant print than anything else. I wouldn't really think of this as a wide margin edition. If wide margins are the goal, then to be honest, you're not going to get wide margin and giant print to have a lot of margin space anyway. So this is probably about the best you're going to get to have wide margins and giant print. A lot of people ask for 2-inch margins, giant print, in a small pocket-sized Bible. That's called your phone, actually. So you're not going to get that in print. But this is probably about the best you're going to get in print if you want a giant print with some writing space. This is pretty good. I like this paper. I like this print, this layout. This looks really good. So I will turn all these pages and get these pages separated for the written review. So my first impressions are this is an excellent Bible. I like this a lot. As long as you don't need references, or if you want to add the references you want to have, or some little small prayer notes or some sort of little small notes. This is an excellent Bible. I like this a lot. It's one of the best CSBs I've seen, I think. Yeah, I like that a lot. So I'll use it for a little while and place a written review at BibleBuyingGuide.com. That'll be the full review instead of my first impressions. But my first impressions are, this looks like a good Bible. I like this. It looks like it's made well. Let's see how well it stays open. See how stiff that tab is. I don't like a Bible that fights me. I want to be able to open it up and use it. So that's not too bad. I feel like that'll break in well. Yeah, that's not trying to close. That's good. Yeah, that's good. This tab is really good. I like this. So far, I can recommend it. I like this a lot. I don't think they tell us the MSRP. No, they've stopped printing that on there. But it's always on sale in different prices at different places. That's why I don't really tell a lot about prices, because it depends on where you buy it, and the circumstances are always different. But so far, I think I can recommend this one. So my thanks to Holman for supplying this in exchange for an honest review. I will place links in the notes to the written review when that's available in a few weeks. And also where you can make a purchase if you're interested. That is an affiliate link, so that does help me run the channel and run the website, which server space is expensive. If you've ever ran a website, you know how expensive that can get. So if you have any questions, you'll probably find the answers in the written review, and be watching for that coming up soon. Thanks.